Good morning, everybody. It's time for Morning Manna. And this morning, as you always know, that Fridays is when I do a trailer or a little bit of a snippet of what the sermon is going to be this Sunday. And I want to raise the question this morning. Have you ever failed at anything? Have you ever failed at anything? I'll say it a third time. Have you ever failed at anything? If so, put it in the chat area. That's what we're going to talk about this morning, from failure to fruitful. From failure to fruitful. How about that? Let's get into it on this morning. And we're going to greet some folk this morning. This morning, I'm on time. Yesterday, I was like 10 minutes late because I had technical problems. But what can you say? What can you say? You do what you do and you work through it. And this morning, we're on time and ready to share this word with you on this morning. So let me just ask you the question again for those of you who are just getting on. Have you ever failed at anything? What was that like? Because, we're dealing with this whole trauma, and failure can be very traumatic. It can be very traumatic, no matter what it is. Failure in a marriage, failure in a relationship, failure in your budget, failure in your spiritual walk, failure in a job. Have you ever failed at anything? Well, this morning is all about from failure to fruitful. From failure to fruitful. How about that? Can you put that in the chat area? Say that to your neighbor. You know how we are. From failure to fruitful. How about that? That's what we're going to talk about this morning. Let's greet some people on this morning. You know what you need to do? You need to go ahead and share it right now. Go ahead and share it right now. I got some merch on this morning. You need to go on the website, go on the church's website and get some merch. Get some merch so you can hang in there, because this year is all about being connected. You know that. You already know that. That's the logo right there. And the logo for the church, and then here's what we are for the whole year. There's the scripture for the year and all of that. Have you ever failed at anything? Let me hear from you. Have you ever failed at anything? And from failure to fruitful, from failure to fruitful. Let's greet some people on this morning. Good morning, Ramona. How are you on this morning? It's a great morning to greet all of you on this morning. Good morning, Liz. How are you? Minister Yolanda, how are you? Arlene, how are you on this morning? Good morning, Vaughn. How are you on this morning? Deborah, how are you doing on this morning? Gerald is in the house. Let me see who else is here. Brenda is here, of course. Minister Mobley. What am I talking about, Minister Mobley? Elder Mobley. My bad. My bad. Elder Mobley, how are you this morning? Sharice, how are you on this morning? LaFawn, how are you? Elder Jan, how are you? Carolyn is in the house. Marcy, how are you on this morning? Long time. You've been missed. Glad you're back with the Manna fam on this morning. Valerie, how are you? Michael is here as well. Ann is here. How are you? Jacqueline is here as well. Bernice, how are you doing on this morning? This morning, I want to raise the question. I want to raise the question. Have you ever failed at anything? Maybe relationship. Have you ever failed at anything? Well, maybe it was your job. Maybe it was their marriage. Maybe it was your bills. You got more month than money and just could not come around to that. How about that? Good morning. Good morning. Erica is in the house as well. That's right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. You already know it. Cynthia is here. Joel is here. Dan the man is here. Linda is here. Brenda's daughter. How about that? Lenore is also. So, Jacqueline, I want to put that from failure to fruitful. Has anybody failed at anything this morning? And let's talk about how you need to become fruitful in that. Netta Love is here in the house as well. Let me just talk to a couple of more. Anna is here. Have you ever failed at anything? Your job, relationship, marriage. Feel like you failed with being a parent. Have you ever failed at anything? If so, put it in the chat area. That's what we're going to talk about on this morning. Good morning, Francine. How are you on this morning? I got this word. It is going to set us up for the message Sunday, and I really need you to grab it. So let's get ready for the word this morning. I got it, and we're going to get into it from failure to fruitful, from failure to fruitful. Good morning, and welcome to Morning Manna, where in 5 minutes or less, you're going to get an impartation with the text, the talk, and the takeaway. Join the Morning Manna fam every weekday morning at 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Don't forget to put in the chat the revelation that you get and share the manna. Now, let's get ready to have some manna so you can make it through your day. Here we go, from failure to fruitful, from failure to fruitful. And here's the deal. I want to get this word into you on this morning because it's so critical that you get what is happening in this text. Here's the text. John 21:15 through 17. John 21:15 through 17. Here's the context. This moment comes right after the traumatic failure of Peter's denial. Peter the apostle had denied Jesus 3 times. And here is Jesus now raising this question about how much do you love me? That denial wasn't just a mistake. It was emotional failure, it was spiritual failure, it was identity failure, and all of that wrapped up, making it a traumatic situation, without a doubt. It was traumatic. It wasn't just a mistake. Here is Peter now in John 21:3, who says now he's back fishing. Yep, after that traumatic failure. Not just for income, but because he's wrestling with the shame, the regret, and am I really still called? He's dealing with that traumatic failure. Jesus meets him right there. Jesus meets him not with punishment, but with purpose. The same number of denials becomes the same number of restoration. It's confronted, not ignored, and fruit is demanded, not. So let me give this 3 things to you that I want you to get. One, trauma will try to talk you out of your purpose. Trauma will try to talk you out of your purpose. Peter's denial mess with his identity, mess with his head. His trauma has a voice. And what does trauma say? You blew it. You're disqualified. You failed. Go back to what's familiar. But Jesus doesn't ask Peter about his failure or the traumatic situation. He asks about his love, because purpose is not canceled by pain, neither by trauma. Trauma may explain your condition, but it cannot cancel your call. Trauma may explain your revisit the pain. Do you love me? He raises the question 3 times. Why? Because what you won't confront, and I want you won't be able to get over it. Each question digs deeper, not to shame Peter, but to heal him. Thing I want you is to forgive. Watch how he think tech that is just getting over your failure. The question isn't, did you fail? The question is where is. So what's your takeaway? God doesn't just bring you fruit out of trying to break. God doesn't bring you back. He just tried to break you. I'll say it a third time. God doesn't bring you back from your failure. He brings fruit out of it. Yeah. That's just a little snippet of what you're going to get Sunday. Share the Manna. If you bless somebody else, don't keep it to yourself. The Lord be with you. May his face shine. Your days from Sunday, make sure you're in somebody's church. I hope it's New Life. If it's not, watch it. If it's not watching, go to somebody's church. I'll see you with more Morning Manna. God bless you.